who are we tipping? Who are your All Ireland favourites?
Great question. Jesus.
It's actually.
I actually haven't even.
I feel bad asking it.
I haven't even.
Best question you've ever asked.
Yeah. Why is my instinct to just kind of brush by the favourites, Kerry, and go, yeah, no.
It's because there's nothing interesting or new to say about them. I was looking at this, like in Jack O'Connor's 3 years until now, very few players have actually come through onto the team, and I think that's actually more of a reason to fancy them for the All Ireland, because okay, they didn't get there last year and they were beaten by the Dubs the year before, but they know as an outfit that if they're all at it, and if Clifford is on form, I think they're nearly the team you could hang your hat on the most. The Donegal thing is, it's a bit of a
Jim McGuinness.
Yeah, it's all very, black magic and all the rest of it. Whereas I think with Kerry you can be a little bit more certain.
I think we're all really curious about Donegal. I think we're curious anyway. Year 2, what can Jim McGuinness do? And then to throw Michael Murphy back into the mix, I think that's fascinating. Yeah. But I think the one thing we do know is that the Donegal we see in the 7 games in the National League will be markedly different from the Donegal we see by the time the business end rolls around.
Is there another team in Leinster that has the makings of a top 6 team? No, there's not. There's nowhere near that. So I still think they'll waltz through Leinster. I still think that they'll come out of whatever group they're put in the All-Ireland series. But maybe the difference this year is because there are more doubts about them, and because they've lost at least 2 of their big leaders and their best players of all time, they might be more vulnerable to the effects of a bad league campaign. If they don't find a couple of players, or if they ship a couple of defeats, I think they could kind of get into a spiral. So I find it hard to be in any way certain about Dublin one way or the other.
Yeah,
big thing with Galway as well, and I wouldn't sort of be inclined to overlook it, is that Cian O'Neill was hugely important to what they've done the last few years. Like as a coach, as a strategist, you can see players coming over to him on the line and he's giving them the information, and I think they'll miss him more than people fully give it credit for,
Okay, well that's Kerry, Dublin, Galway, Donegal, all interesting for different reasons, and nobody's talking about Armagh. It's a disgrace. No one sees a repeat.
We've never seen Armagh as winners, as champions.
With that bit of swagger.
Now they've won the whole thing and they're coming into an open All-Ireland Championship, so it could be a completely different animal, or the same animal.
I think some of the more pessimistic Dublin supporters suggesting, I think it was maybe Paul Flynn, suggesting they're under pressure in Leinster. I don't necessarily buy that one, but they are in a tight spot now, in a place they haven't been in a long time.
Sorry, I've sat here quiet just waiting for somebody to bring up Derry. It's feeling like I wouldn't have to do it, because I've had Conor say to me that Donegal were going to win it.
Here's one for you. Not only do I think Donegal are going to win the All-Ireland, I think Tyrone are going to win the league.
Yeah, well, that's so insulting, because Derry...
You can never go home again.
Derry have the best team in Ulster.
Do you want...
Armagh won the...
You want your odds?
Well, hang on. Armagh won the All-Ireland last year.
You won't like them.
Donegal are being tipped. Derry have a better team than the two of them.
We're up in the dressing room wall.
And it was only after the Donegal game knocked air out of their balloon last year that they exposed a crisis in confidence that was sort of there with the new management team that they weren't too sure of. Yeah. Now they've got a guy that they wanted. Now they've got Kerry's main coach. This Derry team, if they got back to the same levels as they were in the league last year, are definitely...
And they're definitely going to win the All-Ireland.
Yeah. A few big ifs, but So Conor McKeon gave me Donegal.
For the All-Ireland, yeah.
Yeah. What say you, Donnchadh Boyle?
I'm going to play it safe and go with Kerry.
Conán, if not Derry?
No, I'm not going to go with Derry. I'm going to go with Dublin, I think. Yeah. Dublin. Yeah. Obviously, the Fenton thing takes a hit, but I just think there's a lot of forwards and a lot of good defenders, which is what you're going to need for this game, and a lot of athletes.
Yeah. Well, not great to get 3 different answers.